Hello, my name is Dave Thornton. I'm a principal planner with the City of Grand Junction. This item is a request for a rezone from residential 1 unit per acre to residential 4 units per acre for a property owned by Louise Miller. Louise Miller is seeking a rezone for her property located at the northwest corner of 26 Road and I-70 frontage road. This is the site location map. The property is 8.84 acres in size and is currently vacant. The applicant is preparing the property for future development that would be consistent with the scope and type of development envisioned by the 2020 One Grand Junction Comprehensive Plan. The property is located within Tier 1 on the Comprehensive Plan Intensification and Growth Tiers map. The land use map designates this property with a residential low land use category with densities between 2 and 5.5 dwelling units per acre. The property is located near the urban edge of developable land within the urban development boundary of the city, just on the other side of I-70 from recent subdivision growth, and is seeing the pressures of urbanization due to its location to jobs, goods, and services. Although these other developments are on the other side of I-70, the logical progression of growth continues to move north. The property was annexed in 1995. The current zoning of R1 occurred at the time of annexation. The R1 zone district in 1995 was supported by surrounding county rural zoning and large lot residential development occurring in the area. Since 1995, Woodridge subdivision at 3.6 dwelling units per acre, Ruby Ranch subdivision at 3 dwelling units per acre, and Blue Heron Estates at 2.5 dwelling units per acre, all located immediately to the south of the subject property, have been developed and constructed. The 2021 Grand Junction Comprehensive Plan established a minimum urban density of 2 dwelling units per acre for the city and is supported by the residential low land use category. The R1 zoning does not permit residential densities that meet the density range of the residential land use category. This picture was taken from Google Maps Street View of the property from a location looking at the property from 26 Road and I-70 Frontage Road intersection looking northwest. Pursuant to Section 2102.130 and 2102.140 of the Zoning and Development Code, requests for a rezone shall demonstrate conformance by meeting one or more of the review criteria as identified on this slide and be consistent with the vision, goals, and policies of the comprehensive plan. City staff has found that all 5 of the review criteria have been met for the rezone. Additional discussion regarding the individual review criteria can be found and identified further within the staff report. Criterion 1. Subsequent events have invalidated the original premises and findings. R1 Residential 1 dwelling units per acre zoning is no longer a valid zone district for the property due to the 2020 Comprehensive Plan designating it for residential low with a minimum of 2 dwelling units per acre. The 2010 Comprehensive Plan allowed for a larger range of density through its blended map, including densities smaller than 2 units per acre. With the 2021 Grand Junction Comprehensive Plan, this is no longer recommended. Criterion 2. The character and or condition of the area has changed such that the amendment is consistent with the plan. The current zoning of R1 occurred at the time of annexation in 1995. It was zoned R1, a zone district at the time that was supported by surrounding county rural zoning and larger lot residential development occurring in the area. Since 1995, Woodridge subdivision at 3.6 dwelling units per acre, Ruby Ranch subdivision at 3 dwelling units per acre, and Blue Heron Estates at 2.5 dwelling units per acre, all located to the south of the subject property, have been developed and constructed. The property is seeing the pressures of urbanization due to its location to jobs, goods, and services. Although these other developments are on the other side of I-70, the logical progression of growth is for it to now occur on this property and other neighboring properties. Criterion 3. Public and community facilities are adequate to serve the type and scope of land use proposed. Public sanitary sewer service, Ute Water domestic water service, Grand Valley Power, and XL electrical gas service, and public stormwater sewer are available to the site. Transportation infrastructure is generally adequate to serve development of the type and scope associated with the R4 zone district. Criterion 4. An inadequate supply of suitably designated land is available in the community, as defined by the presiding body, to accommodate the proposed land use. The city is broadly in need of additional residential development if it is to meet the needs of a growing population. Citywide, low-density residential zoning is common, but very few properties with low-density residential zoning remain undeveloped. Providing opportunities for urban, low-density housing is critical for the future growth of the city. Criterion 5. The community or area, as defined by the presiding body, will derive benefits from the proposed amendment. Rezoning the property to R4 allows the property to be subdivided and to be developed at urban densities defined in the comprehensive plan, a minimum of 2 dwelling units per acre. The Appleton community will benefit from this by increasing undeveloped land to potential R4 densities, needing existing sanitary sewer and city services. Much of the existing adjacent urban area to the south is zoned R4 and growth is expanding to the north. This property will be available to provide more housing choices to city residents of different ages, abilities, and incomes seeking the living environment of the Appleton area and its proximity to jobs in the area, including 24 Road, the medical community around, including St. Mary's Hospital, and the Horizon Drive Business District, as well as downtown Grand Junction, just 3 miles to the south. The proposed changes must also implement the comprehensive plan and be found consistent with the vision, goals, and policies of the comprehensive plan. The proposed rezone to R4 implements the following plan principles, goals, and policies of the comprehensive plan. Plan Principle 3, which is responsible and managed growth. A goal from that principle is to support fiscally responsible growth that promote a compact pattern of growth and encourage the efficient use of land. Another goal from that Plan Principle 3 is to encourage infill and redevelopment to leverage existing infrastructure. Also, Plan Principle 5, strong neighborhoods and housing choices. A goal in that section is to promote more opportunities for housing choices that meets the needs of people of all ages, abilities, and incomes. The intensification and tiered growth plan is found in Chapter 3. The subject property is located within Tier 1, urban infill. The description of that infill is areas where urban services already exist and generally meet service levels, usually within existing city limits, where the focus is on intensifying residential and commercial areas through infill and redevelopment. A policy of the plan discusses development should be directed toward vacant and underutilized parcels located primarily within the Grand Junction's existing municipal limits. This will encourage orderly development patterns and limit infrastructure extensions while still allowing for both residential and business growth. Development in this tier, in general, does not require city expansion of services or extension of infrastructure, though improvements to the infrastructure capacity may be necessary. Also, its relationship to existing zoning. Requests to rezone property should be considered based on the implementing zone districts assigned to each land use designation and as a guide to future zoning changes. The comprehensive plan states that requests for zoning changes are required to implement the comprehensive plan. After reviewing the Miller rezone request for a rezone from R1 residential 1 dwelling unit per acre to R4 residential 2 to 4 dwelling units per acre for the property located at the northwest corner of 26th Road and I-70 Frontage Road, the following findings of fact have been made. The requested rezone is consistent with the vision, intent, goals, and policies of the comprehensive plan. The rezone request has met one or more of the applicable review criteria in sections 2102.130 and 2102.140 of the Grand Junction Zoning and Development Code. In fact, it's met all 5 criteria. Therefore, City staff recommends approval of the requested rezone request. The Miller rezone request will be going to public hearing before the Grand Junction Planning Commission on October 26th at 5:30 p.m. here at Grand Junction City Hall in the City Council Auditorium, 250 North 5th Street in downtown Grand Junction. We hope you can come and participate in this process. We appreciate you listening in. If you have any questions, please call Community Development Department at 970-244-1430. Thanks and have a great day.